Hey guys, welcome to practice. So for the next few weeks, I'm going to be doing a series where I look at each practice in turn from my book, 100 Mindfulness Meditations, which means that today we're starting with practice 1, which is basic posture. There's actually going to be a couple of practices for this one, because there's lots of different ways that we can sit for our mindfulness practice or even lie down. So there'll be a video for how to sit if we're just sitting on a regular chair. And there'll also be a practice for how to sit if we're sitting on the floor with cushions or bolsters and that kind of thing. So starting off then with how to sit for our mindfulness practice if we're sitting on a regular chair. So of course for most of us this will be the way that we will commonly practice and will be most comfortable for us. So the thing to think about is first of all that first point of contact, which is with the floor. We want feet on the floor, so both feet, nice flat feet on the floor, grounding and connecting. We don't want our feet to be crossed or our legs to be crossed. We want this nice right angle at the knee joint and this point of grounded connection. Second point of contact is bums on seats, so nice and straightforward. We want to kind of be evenly balanced. If you just move back and forth to one side and the other, you'll get this sense of, well, where's my point of balance on my sit bones? And the body will know where that is. It's usually a pretty home base place for most of us, but just check in. Am I leaning to one side? Have I got more pressure here or there? Just noticing. And then ideally, when we're sitting on a chair, we do want to be sitting with an unsupported spine, which means not slumped into the back of the chair, but actually having the spine nice and tall and coming up from this kind of grounded point of contact here and on the floor. If you're in a situation where either your spine feels uncomfortable to do that, or the chair that you're in, and a lot of chairs actually aren't very comfortable to sit away from the back. If that feels uncomfortable, then it is okay, but try and put yourself into a position where even though you're resting back in the chair, your spine is still as alert and upright as it might be. But let's assume that it's okay to sit with an unsupported spine. So we've got this nice point of connection on the floor, on the chair itself, and then we've got the spine rising tool. I like to think about the spine as the antenna of awareness. And all that means is if the spine is alert and energized and energy is flowing naturally through it, a kind of sense of dynamism and aliveness in the spine, then our awareness is able to drop in a clearer way. The spine is slumped, we're kind of slumped as we approach our practice. Awareness is going to gather differently. So bring that attention to your practice. It's all part of the entry, this kind of almost ritualized point of how we come to our practice, how we find our seat, how we arrange ourselves in our seat is all part of the practice itself. So just tuning in, find that point of comfort but aliveness in your posture. When it comes to what to do with the hands, the best instruction I've ever heard for this is just to let them hang down here for a moment, pick them up and then just let them drop. And where they fall is most likely going to be the most comfortable place for you to hold them as you go into your practice. So for me, they tend to fall palms up and about mid thigh, but a little bit closer to my hip than to my knee. So that's just where they fall for me. But just tune into your body, it will tell you, it will show you where the point of comfort is. Palms down, if that's more comfortable for you, is absolutely fine. Palms up for me has this kind of sense of openness and receiving, which is a nice sense to bring to our mindfulness practice, but it really doesn't matter either way. It's the point of comfort that you're looking for. The other thing to say is that when we sit in the same posture for a considerable period of time, particularly if we're doing a longer practice, maybe 20 minutes or 20 minutes plus, it's very easy for pain to develop in the back. So you don't often sit still for a long period of time without any movement. But often if you do, then you'll feel these kind of pulls, the shoulders are starting to pull on the back. You might have tightness here and there. One of the ways to get around this is to have something for your hands to sit on. So I'm just picking up a big Zafu meditation cushion and putting that in my lap. If I want to do a longer meditation, then I would certainly have something here just to raise my hands up a bit and give it a bit more support. But have as many as you need. Some people like to have a good tower of cushions here, just to rest your hands on, and any kind of cushion from the sofa or anything will be absolutely fine. It doesn't need to be a meditation cushion. The other thing that we can use, if we don't have cushions, you might have some yoga blocks. So again, anything just to raise the hands up and make it more comfortable for yourself. The other thing that's useful to think about is just dropping the neck forward slightly. So the chin, really, it's really the chin that drops forward just a centimetre or so. And it just allows the muscles in the back of the neck just to release ever so slightly. So when we close our eyes, just thinking about a little bit of a drop in the chin. And that can really help us kind of drop into this posture, drop into the practice. And then the other thing that we sometimes get curious about in our practice is what to do with your mouth. I really like the instruction, lips together, teeth slightly apart. So lips together, so you've got that kind of point of closure. We're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, so we don't need the mouth to be open. But lips together, but the teeth slightly apart, so we don't want that sort of point of tension in the teeth if we hold them very tightly. So a nice kind of soft closure to the mouth, that really helps. So do let me know if this was helpful, and if you have any questions about your posture when you're sitting for practice, do let me know in the comments. So thanks very much for following along. Do follow and subscribe for more videos, and the next one will be how to sit on a cushion. So I look forward to that. Bye.